Wowee. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for another year of the Further North podcast. There's no better way to start this podcast. What a track, to be honest. What a track. We were just debating up here, actually. Marnie thinks Chom's song was better, but Rashaan over here thinks that track is way better.
I do, yes. Prefer that one, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a bop. It's good.
Why do you like Chom's better?
Charlie Coven, North Defender. It's a year later, it's still stuck in my head.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. This is the second year in a row we've done this, and it's crazy that this many people want to come and see the show and hang out. So thank you very much. Please give yourselves a big clap because it means a lot to me. It's crazy. Thank you to Mr. West as well for hosting. Thank you so much, guys, for letting us in your venue, and hopefully everyone has a good time. It's an unreal space, and we really, really appreciate it. So thank you to you guys. But what we're here for is some incredible guests. Now, to my left, probably the biggest name in North Melbourne history, I would say, Marnie Cohen. Welcome, Marnie.
Hi, everybody.
Are you excited to be back year two?
I'm so excited. How could you not be?
You're right. And close to a flag, I think we've all probably heard of their page. We've got Admin 3, I think he's best known as, or Rashaan. Say hello to Rashaan.
G'day, guys.
And we had Charlie Comben, but we thought, let's go bigger than Chom. Let's get a bigger name, and we've gone Eddie Ford. So please say hello to Eddie Ford.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Just so everyone knows, tiny bit of housekeeping. The bathrooms are right up the back. The bar is open as well while we're filming all this and recording, so don't be shy to grab drinks while the pod is on. And everyone have a great time. One other little bit of housekeeping is going to be the TVs. We've only got one TV working today, unfortunately, so we are going to show you some PowerPoints and some photos. If you are at the back, stand up or come forward when we do show you certain things because we couldn't get both of them working. So apologies for that, but one TV is better than none. So without further ado, we might kick it off. And we're going to start with a little bit of an interview for Eddie. And the first question to you, mate, your first job. What was your first job?
First job. I actually started working as soon as I could, pretty much. So I think it was 14 and 9 months or whatever it was. So worked at a chicken shop.
A chicken shop?
Yeah,
Which chicken shop?
Flaming Healthy, just a local Annie Point cook. So my brother and dad used to go there a lot and see me there, so I used to serve them heaps. And
front of house or cooking out the back? What were you doing?
A bit of both, yeah. So
what can't he do?
The dude who hired me, the guy who owned the place, was didn't really speak English or anything. So he just thought of
what language? What did you learn? Language?
No, I think
not going to give us any right now.
Pretty sure it was Chinese, but yeah. I'm not sure. And
not your specialty.
Yeah, we just did I just did whatever he said, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it was all good, yeah.
So when you started playing footy, what position did you play? Were you always sort of down the forward line, or did you play different positions when you started?
I've always played forward, yeah, but I guess during sort of junior days, I was on the ball, like most AFL players, sort of.
Is that true? Most start on the ball?
Pretty much, unless you're a key defender or anything. Unless you're a key defender or a key forward, you sort of play on ball and then you sort of, you move to different positions. But I played everywhere. I played a bit of half-back, played half forward, so everything pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So jack of all trades, you get drafted to North at the end of 2020. It was a COVID year. How was it like, A, getting drafted, but also not playing footy for the entire year leading up to you being drafted?
Oh, yeah, it was different. Obviously, it was a pretty weird time back then. Didn't get to play. I think I played one pracky match during that season, so whenever that happened. So, I got drafted off my, I guess, underage year, which is, I guess, pretty cool as well to know that they sort of rated me just off, a few games in that year. But, I guess the build-up to being drafted is sort of like an apprenticeship. Like you play footy for 5 years or so at a high standard, and then you can, finally get drafted and, you're into the real sort of part of footy, and that's, playing AFL footy. To answer your question, it was pretty weird, yeah, but it happened. So it was a great moment when I got drafted. I was at my uncle's house. He's in the audience today, and there's only a few of us because we didn't really know. I didn't know I was going to get drafted or not. I wasn't a sure thing, but when the name got read out, it was pretty cool.
And you come to North and you're given the number 40. Did you get the choice of the Guernsey?
Yeah, I had a choice. The boys and where I grew up, I got called 40, like my last name. So
makes sense, yeah.
Makes sense to grab the 40. But yeah, I had a few options, but I just thought the 40 would be cool, yeah.
And would you change it if you had a chance, or are you happy just to stick with the 40?
It's probably too late to change it, yeah. I've been in the system for 5 years.
Yeah, but like a hypothetical land, would you change it?
Probably not, nah.
Fair.
Keep it.
You could pick one more number, what would it be?
16. 16.
Good answer. No input at all. Unreal.
Now, we'll sort of, I guess, fast forward to your first game. Now, your debut was a little bit unconventional. Your first game, you were actually named as a substitute, and I don't think you came on, but you played later, I think, against Geelong was your debut. So I'm kind of curious, did that Bulldogs game feel like your debut, or was it Geelong? Did it feel like sort of a half and half? What really, what did it feel like, I guess, for both of those games?
Yeah, so the first game was probably a bit disappointing. You're starting as sub and you sort of just want to be out there for the first bounce and, be able to have an impact straight away. I think a lot of teams nowadays, some people still start as sub, which is a bit annoying, but you want to be out there for the first bounce and be able to have an impact on the game straight away and do something just to get into the game, calm the nerves or whatever. So it was disappointing not to get on the ground, but yeah, put another couple of good weeks in back in the VFL and was able to get back in and play the rest of the year out. And the Geelong game was just pretty cool. Kicked a nice little snag and it was, from there I haven't looked back.
Talk us through the snag, mate. How'd it go?
Oh, I can't forget it because obviously his first goal, but just ball sort of fell close to me, picked it up with a ground ball and snapped around the body. So
standard 84 stuff. Standard.
There haven't been too many positives on field in the time that you've been at North, but if you could pick from the 5 that we have had, which would have been your favourite on-field moment with North Melbourne?
Favourite on-field moment? Probably, the West Coast win maybe recently. That was pretty cool. It was just a good game to be a part of. I had ups and downs during the game. I think we were down for a little bit or most of the game and then, scrapped our way back into it and was able to get a nice win at the end there. It was a really good moment.
You got any, what about did you play in the game we won in Western Australia last year?
The West Coast game?
The West Coast one, yeah.
That's what I was talking about,
That was the game he was just talking about.
What was it like? What was it like when it finally went? Because we us as fans, we 0-11 and we finally broke the duck and it was just like, I don't know. I was standing there in front of the telly and I was absolutely losing my mind. Like, how was it, especially when you got back into the rooms and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah,
like,
no. It was
just celebration or like?
It was a good feeling. Like, obviously, we struggled a bit sort of start of the year, hadn't won a game or anything, but, winning is the best part of footy. So being able to get a win and celebrate with teammates is awesome. And, when Jai put that one through from 50 and then Paul sort of sealed it off.
Yeah,
fantastic. That was, just a great feeling, goosebumps.
Like a personal highlight. Like, what's your favourite individual moment on a football field? Not team related, but your own personal moment. What is your favourite?
Oh, I guess just maybe, I haven't kicked the game-winning goal or anything, but maybe just a good performance, I guess. I had a goal and 21 touches or something against Sydney a few years back. So just, getting good games under your belt is probably the highlight.
So we've got some footage here. We might cue it up next. We've got a couple of your highlights from my favourite Eddie Ford moment. If we can cue that up now and we can watch that one. There's a game against the D's down in Tassie, which we were looking really, really good in and obviously fell away, unfortunately, later in the game. But this sort of footage, hopefully this plays. There we go. So this was... you got absolutely tunnelled in that bit there, mate. That's something I was going to ask you about. You went back and kicked the goal. What's it like when you go to take a hanger and get sort of tunnelled and taken that out? What happened there? How come you didn't stick it?
Oh, I just don't know. Jake Lever sort of wasn't looking at the footy, and I try to take hangers as much as I can. Really, like
absolutely.
if the ball's there to be
it's Jake Lever's fault.
Taken, then obviously have a crack at it.
Yeah. All right, and we'll just cue up the next one now as well. This is my generally not spoken about enough. My favourite Eddie Ford moment. We'll get there. Or maybe it's not there. Or we could just talk about it. My favourite Eddie Ford moment then. When you remember the goal you kicked when you sort of shirt fronted someone a little bit, pushed him off the pack, and then ran out to the boundary line and snapped it from the boundary line. Does everyone remember that goal? Sorry we don't have the footage, but does everyone remember that goal?
Not in unison.
Yeah. Who was the player that you sort of pushed in the chest, you ran off him, picked up the ball and sort of snapped the ball from 45?
Oh, I forget the player, but yeah, I remember the goal pretty well.
Someone got the name?
James Jordan, there you go.
Okay, there we go.
I think it's at Sydney now, so...
that sent him to Sydney. Some say.
Gone Delhi Stitch. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know, just pretty football instincts there. Just the ball came my way, initiated contact, and then you put it through from 45. So.
It's not talked about enough. It's genuinely one of my favourite goals I've ever seen because we were playing really well in that game and you've just absolutely bullied the guy and then ran off him and kicked. I couldn't believe it went through. So slightly underrated, mate. I think you need way more credit for that, to be honest.
Well, thanks. I know you loved it, so that's all that matters.
Thanks, mate. I really needed that. No one else speaks about it, I swear. Anyway.
Now, one I was really curious about is now, I guess you played under a few coaches, a couple of permanent ones. David Noble, we don't talk about him, and also a couple of caretakers, and now Clarko. I guess, what would you say are the big changes that you notice as a player that maybe fans don't see, the media don't see? What are the biggest things that you notice that are different when a new coach takes over?
Yeah, it's sort of just the way they want to go about it, I guess. So I started off with Nobes, which we won't speak about.
It's okay, I'm over it totally.
Yeah, and then we had Patchy fill it in for a little bit, which he's still at the club, so he's going all right. It's just sort of depending on how they want to coach. You know, a lot of coaches have different styles. Rats was different to the way Clarko coaches now. You know, so. We had that little period where Rats was coaching for a little bit when Clarko was having a bit of time off just to get himself right. But yeah, it'll change depending on the coach. Like say we had Dean Cox come in fucking next year. He seems pretty hard, you know. Yeah.
Can we just get some inside info on North coaching situation? Dean Cox is coming down.
Give me like an hour.
That was just saying. But Clarko, like he's one of a kind, mate. Like I'm sure you guys have seen in the media a lot. He's funny. He's personable. He relates to players. He'll always have a chat to you in the hallway and that sort of stuff. So, and yeah, might not show on field yet, but hopefully we can change that a bit more.
One thing I might ask super quick, we got that video, hopefully everyone saw it, of Clarko facing away from all of the team and everyone said their names or said Clarko and he was trying to guess who said it. The amount of nicknames that I don't think any North fan has heard of some of the players is crazy. Like, does he just have a nickname for everybody, or do you go by first names or nicknames at the club?
Nah, he doesn't call anyone by first name.
No, it doesn't seem that way.
He just calls anyone whatever he thinks.
Because I feel like the fans have some nicknames for some of the players, but then some of the ones he was saying, I'm like, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, well, I'm not just Elvis to him. I'm a few different things.
Give us some.
Pluto.
Interesting. Why?
I just asked a question one day about a planet, and then he just
just stuck with it.
Henry, like Henry Ford, like just a different shit. Yeah. Different stuff,
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair.
It's got a lot of different...
That's so weird.
Some of that doesn't surprise me at all about Clarko.
Yeah.
Now, I guess as an AFL player as well, you do a lot of travel. You have, obviously lots of trips down to Tassie, obviously over to Perth, and now obviously Gather Round. What would you say would be your favourite away day that you consistently have?
Ooh, maybe Gold Coast?
Okay.
Well, I don't think we went there last year, but whenever we do go up, it's pretty fun, yeah. Pretty chill. We usually go up the day before, get out a bit in the Gold Coast, in the streets, down Cavill Avenue. No, I'm kidding. Gold Coast is pretty fun, yeah. But I guess we'll be doing a bit more of Perth in the next few years, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah. Tassie's just... It's good, but there's not much there, to be honest.
Come on, mate. Come on. That hurts.
I think Marnie is a former WA resident. I think you might have some recommendations. So
Plenty. Let me know whatever you need and I'll hook you up.
Magnet House, is that all right?
Where?
The Magnet House?
What's that?
Yeah, heard that one?
No.
Someone knows. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and this is one that I think everyone's heard. Everyone's got their own goal music when they score, and yours is a unique one. One of my favourite songs, "Ça Plane pour moi" by Plastic Bertrand. Did you get a choice in that? Do the players get a bit of a say, or is it's like social media team? Are they just like, yeah, you know what would be funny? This.
No, it's just all up to you. Like, so everyone's goal song is completely up to them. So probably know George's one was a bit ordinary or some sort of medieval thing. But yeah, mine. I thought mine was pretty good because like the crowd can go along with it. There was a couple of games, I kicked a few goals or whatever. Then you can hear the crowd going woo like after. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we get some insight into your goal song for this year?
Are we a chance to get the
I
Eddie
don't-
Ford song on?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how they go. Yeah, if we can get. Is that on Spotify? What is it? Is it on?
I'll get it up there. If you need it up there, mate, I'll do it.
We'll
Alright?
see. I'm pretty happy with plastic though, so I might.
We got to
stick
play
with
the
that.
whole 2.5, 3 minute song after your goal as well. So plenty of time to get back for the set of bounce, you know.
Yeah, 40-minute quarter, all
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. Everyone loves long quarters. It's fine. So we've got another moment to show you up on the screens here. We'll just play this and let it play out. This is one of the best and most iconic North Melbourne moments. You've missed the goal here, and spot the bloke behind the goals. Absolutely giving it to the fans there. He's in the crowd as well.
Where is
Moose
he?
is here, so we're going to get Marnie to go down and have a little chat. Did you see him doing that when you missed the goal, mate? Did you see that
sort of
going
just
on?
Put the head down. I was like, oh shit! Probably missed a pretty easy goal there, and then.
Musa, can you walk us through, mate, what was going on there?
So basically, the Carlton Blues fans that were giving into our lives, left, right, centre. And all of a sudden, when Eddie scored that behind, I just couldn't take it. As a passionate supporter, I just couldn't take it. So
Yes.
I just gave it to his wife. And then that's what he then go and he just said, he just uploaded the video of me and it blew up. So like, my mate called me and he said, oh, watch out, Moose. He, don't get in trouble and all this stuff. Then I said and I said, what? And I looked and everyone was texting me, Moose, relax. I was like, what the hell? And I just blew up.
I think you just did what every North fan was thinking. So thanks, Morse, for taking one for the team there.
I love that, Moose. Thanks, mate. Thanks for having my back.
If a lot of pressure on you not to miss any more goals this year. If that's what you create, no more points, all right?
Well, I might kick some more points if that's going to happen. So.
Well, that's true. Who knows? Start some riots in the crowd or something. Oh, wow. What a moment. That's probably the most iconic North moment of all, so.
I guess one that I have before we move on is I'm sure you've seen one particular chant, Kanga, 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 is quite famous. Maybe starting off a little bit ironically, but maybe less so now. I guess after a win, would that be something you're open to, coming over to Bay 29 and...
leading the chant?
Yeah, that'd be fine, I reckon. That'd be pretty
Unreal.
Oh,
cool.
fantastic.
Unreal.
It's not to get so serious, but it's you guys who help us during game day, and when there are tough times, and we look back on supporters and people around us, and everyone here I'm so thankful for as well, because such big supporters, and even if we're going pretty shit, then you guys are still sticking by us and having our back. So yeah, definitely, mate, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We asked Charlie last year, we said, will you come to Bay 29 after a win and Kanga Kanga? And he said yes, and he didn't follow through. But I have a good feeling that we can
Shit by
trust
him.
you. Yeah, what a bloke. Or you can grab him on the field and both come over and do it, mate, because he's got to pay his dues, to be honest. I'm not happy with him. Can you just let him know that, if that's all good? He's not replying to my messages for some reason. I don't know why. And the Kanga Kanga, we all love it. But I want to ask if we can get you to do a goal celebration this year now. The double cobras haven't been whipped out for a while. If you kick a game winner or a big goal, what are the chances you can hit us with a Nathan Thompson double cobra?
Yeah, it can happen. Okay. I've got a few different ones though. I feel like if you were to kick a goal winner, it'd be really cool to sort of play it off as calm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, as in this is what I do. Like I do this regularly, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if you watch soccer much, but
Yeah, absolutely.
in the Premier League, Cole Palmer does the Cole celebration. So, but it's obviously it's a different. Until it happens, you never know what's going to come out. It could be something. I'll suck the finger up at Jack Viney.
Yeah, we'll get to
I
that.
don't know, all this sort of stuff. Whatever comes down the moment, mate. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, you keep the double cobra in the back pocket, but I understand. You a Chelsea fan?
No,
Oh, good,
I
that's
love Cole, but I'm not a Chelsea fan.
Fantastic. That's what I wanted to hear. All right, we're going to go move on to the next segment here. We've got some other royalty in the crowd. We've got your brother in the crowd, which is very, very exciting. He's got some stories to tell. We're going to get Marnie, if you can
What's
walk
better
down.
than 1-4?
I didn't know
than
about this,
2?
so-
No, this wasn't run by you, mate. So
You weren't
hopefully
meant to know about it. That's
everything's
good.
all above board.
Everyone, this is Harry Ford. Give Harry a round of applause.
The better looking of the two, I'd say.
I'm not sure about that, but
So, Harry, we just want the dirt. We want the real nitty gritty. You obviously grew up very close, you and Eddie. Give us a little bit of a story time about what it was like growing up, playing footy together, you know, two boys out in Point Cook. What was it like?
I mean, if you want to call what I did playing footy, yeah, sure, go for it. But
What position did you play?
bench.
Fantastic.
But I'll tell you what, man, I would have been the next Warwick Kappa if I didn't do my knee in
It was
Oz
the knee,
kick.
wasn't it?
If I didn't do my knee in Oz kick, I would have been the next Warwick Kappa 100%. No, if you wanted the dirt, speaking of dirt, me and Eddie went to the same school, and there was one day Eddie and a couple of his mates used to join in with Mel mates playing footy. We needed some numbers. Eddie was playing a lot better than me because I wasn't very athletically gifted. So I tackled him, put him head first into the dirt and said, "Stay the fuck down, you little shit." These are my mates, piss off.
That spurred him on to make the league.
And then about 5 minutes later, someone bombs at about 20 metres. I get a really sick mark and Eddie just pounces on me and puts me head first in the dirt in front of my mates. So he's always much more athletically gifted to me. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of stories you want from Eddie, but I don't know.
We've heard word there's a draft night story. Have you got anything there?
Look, for draft night for me, I was sitting at home. I had recently just taken over the place my old man used to live at. So I was just sitting at home, having a couple of beers, watching it. Was due for a new tally, thankfully, but I was watching TV in my room, just had the KO on. They said his name, and I kind of got a bit excited, and I threw my TV remote into the TV.
I've always seen those videos online. I'm like, does it really get to that point? But apparently it does.
And my poor partner at the time thought that I was like getting really angry. She's like, "What the fuck happened, Harry? What's going on?" I'm like, "Eddie just got fucking drafted. Eddie just got drafted." But yeah, thankfully I was due for a new TV, so that was good. But well, I got plenty of Eddie stories, but the best thing I can say about him is he's the absolute best brother in the world, and I wouldn't have asked for a better brother. Like, even though he's 3 years younger than me, that kid's my role model. I look up to Eddie because he's always so switched on and such a good person, and he's always there when you need him. So Eddie's a top bloke. He can improve on his footy a bit, you know. Again, I would have been way better, but it just so happens I'm a professional wrestler now. So, you know what, I'll let him slide on that one. I'll let him have the footy thing, but yeah, he's the absolute best. I wouldn't have asked for a better brother.
Unbelievable. Any response to that, Eddie? Any words?
Yeah, thanks, dickhead.
That's all right, champion. Keep it up. Good work, yeah? Keep hitting the gym muscles, all right? You'll get there eventually.
So Eddie is maybe the star on field, but off field, Harry, you definitely dominate the wardrobe department. We pulled out some of Eddie's most iconic looks and would love to get your commentary and your thoughts on a few of these, if you don't mind.
They're probably all stolen from my wardrobe, actually, but go on.
So we'll get these up on the telly now. One of the most iconic Eddie Ford, maybe the first iconic look here, the sideburns, Eddie. How did that come about, mate? Was that just not shaving, that the only beard you could grow? What was going on there?
A bit of both, yeah. So I guess that was that 2020, 2019.
Yeah.
So sort of that period. I still don't grow much facial hair. It's the best I can do, really, what I've got now. So
You're getting there, mate. You'll be
getting
fine.
there. I'm not quite got what you got, but
Thanks, man. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
the sideys, they just I don't know, they just come along. You know, I think Dad said, why not?
And I'll tell you what, before we get Harry's perspective on this look here, I need him to rate that out of 10. But
You don't want my perspective, man.
no, we need it. At the barbershop where I work, when I was telling people that we're getting Eddie Ford on the show, everyone was like, "Is that the bloke with the sideburns?" And it's stuck with you more than anything else. You've been in the league, what, 5 years now? Is that correct? 5 years later, and was that only in your first year?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but then I also did it last year.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
I had it at the start of last year. That's when it maybe took off a little bit.
That's why it's fresh in the minds.
I don't know, just change it up, you know.
Okay.
I've always got different things going, so...
All right, Harry, give us your perspective on that, mate. What'd you rate this? Marnie says you're the fashionista. What do you reckon about this look here?
Fashionasta's a bit zesty, but thanks, bro. Honestly, I don't hate the sideburns. It makes them stand out a little bit. So we come from a family where there's Asian in our genetics. I obviously got more of the Asians. I can't grow any facial hair, which is probably a blessing. He's obviously dominated the facial hair department with the old man from Frankston, but yeah, you know what? This is probably one of his better looks. I don't hate this one, in all honesty.
I think with the long hair, it's all right. If I
I
had sort
agree.
of short hair,
Short hair would be a
it'd look a
problem.
bit funny, but long hair is sort of pretty cool. You know, you think like John Lennon or something, you know?
You're right. You're bringing it back. And you said when you joined me on the pod before, you're going to start growing the hair back and sweep it back?
I'm in the middle of it now, yeah. I'm going to do something with it. So I'm not sure what it's doing now, but
If you need a console, mate, you let me know.
I do know for a fact that like there would be game days like these draft combines where my old man would spend about half an hour in the bathroom brushing at his hair and saying, "Stay fucking still, stay still," and chucking all the wax. So that's not just natural. That's a good half hour.
That's manicured, is it?
That's a good half hour of manscaping in the mirror there. But it's done. It's well done. I can get around
You
it.
told me that was freshly rolled out of bed, mate. What are you going on about? Jesus. All right, next look here, and this is a very, very iconic one amongst the North fans. Now, I know Arden Street, not much shade around there, but you've been very famous for wearing some sunglasses. What are they? Do you own them, mate? Do you get them off someone? How come they were repped out on the training ground?
I own them. Yeah,
Okay.
they're my Oakleys. Usually roll with them in the summer. I'm doing the off-season training just to protect, mate. You got to slip, slop, slap.
The beard's looking thicker in that photo too, actually.
Yeah, it looks all right there. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it orange?
Nothing
Bit
wrong with
orange.
that, mate. There's nothing wrong. Settle down. Unbelievable. Do you wear those? Is that just training ground, or where else would you rep those?
Nah, just training. Just training. Or also outside training, yeah. Like if I'm playing tennis or something.
Tennis?
But not in-game or anything. Or like,
No late nights at revs or
It's
anything
just-
like that?
nah.
He wouldn't last a second at rest. He wouldn't last a second at rest. I'll run that place. He wouldn't last a second there.
Unbelievable. I think we've got to get in there. We could do the next live show at revs.
I'm not taking that kid to revs. No.
probably better spots than Reds.
He's not going anywhere near 161 or revs ever.
So you rate this look underneath the sideburns, Harry, you reckon?
So I can get around this look honestly because I reckon he pinched it for me. Like I usually do the Pit Viper look because one of my role models, Rob Gronkowski, who I was actually partying with last night, get around it.
Jeez, this guy rolls in big circles, doesn't he?
Yeah, the Gronk was always a Pit Viper person, so that's a lot of the
standard
boys
stuff.
get the inspiration from you know. It just makes you stand out. You look cool.
Unbelievable.
I can get around the Oakleys.
And my most famous look is next, mate. And we're going to need a little bit of context surrounding this one. On the field, you're a fantastic bloke, but this stuff can come out every now and then. Maybe before we go to Eddie, Harry, I'll get you just to talk about this one. How'd you feel when you saw this pop up on the screen?
I actually did it in a wrestling match the week after.
Inspired by...
in North Jersey as well, but nah, I was watching that live. I reckon he could have kept it up a good 5 seconds longer. He just kind of gave me a little, how you going? But I reckon get in his face.
Yeah. Bit of context around that, Eddie, please. Can you tell us the story?
Yeah, so took a decent mark on Mexican just before it.
Yeah.
Went back to go and put it through, but didn't quite. So, Jack Viney, Toddy's young boy.
Yeah.
Actually, so he found it pretty funny.
True. Yeah, the connection.
Todd the next few days laughing as well, but yeah, just didn't quite kick it, and Jack was getting stuck into me, just saying whatever. And I just said, oh, "Fuck up, mate." Just
You got to you got to stamp your ground.
yeah.
If that went out in the full, well, we got something even worse than that, or
I might have wrestled him or something. I don't know. Yeah.
unreal. There's some of my favourite looks. All right. Well, thank you to Harry. Thank you very much. Give me a round of applause for coming on and sharing some Eddie stories. Some of the great stories there. So now we're going to get into something else. I've just noticed the slideshow is not quite going the way we want to. So we're going to get into the next bit over here. We're going to do a guessing game for Eddie Ford. So last year, for those who were at the live show, we put some players up on the screen, some past North players, and we've seen if Charlie Comben could guess them. Now we're going to test your knowledge on past North players. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm not too confident, to be honest. Yeah,
Not
maybe
too confident?
Maybe half, maybe.
Yeah,
half
okay. All right. Well, look, let's get the first slide up there if we can get this one up now. We've gone easier and they get harder as we go on. So once we get this up on the screen, the pressure's going to be on, mate. We won't tell anybody at the club.
Do I get a prize for this, or am I just guessing?
You get no, absolutely not. No. Sorry. What's that? Sorry. Well, we'll see if Eddie Ford can guess it first, and then we'll go to the crowd if he can't get it. So, who's this bloke, mate?
It looks like Darren Crocker.
Oh, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. We'll hit up the next slide here. That was a pressure one because he's in the W. Who's this?
Josh Walker.
There we go, Josh Walker. All right, fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. I thought we might get you, but no.
That's Clarko.
Oh, this is the one I always wanted to slip up on. I'm like, that doesn't look like Clarko anymore. All right, they get a little bit harder from now on, though, okay? So, who's this?
Oh, I might need to go closer. Is that
Yeah,
right?
you can walk up
Have a little-
closer if
have a
you need
little
to,
look.
mate. Sorry.
Is it up here as well?
Oh, don't say it too loud, everyone in the crowd, please.
Motlop.
Did you get that from the crowd?
No.
No, come on, mate.
I did.
What's his first name?
Oh, no idea. I got no idea. Who's that?
Does any of the crowd want to say who it is?
Shannon Motlop.
Shannon Motlop. There
you
we
go.
go. All right, and this one. What a stud. You got this, mate, I believe. Really take note of the face.
It kind of looks like Boomer, but it's not, is it? It's not Boomer.
No, it's not Boomer.
What year roughly? Give me a year.
Oh, early 2000s?
Early to mid
2000s?
2000s.
A little bit of a clue here. It's
You're on the
almost
right
like
track.
a Brady Rawlings and Jade Rawlings situation.
Something rolling.
All right, well, count down from 3, and the whole crowd's going to say it. 3, 2, 1. Shane Harvey.
Boomer's
Brent Harvey's
younger brother.
Similar. I thought.
Yeah, like you picked
Yeah.
it up in the face. That's really, really good stuff. That's really good. That's all we got for you, mate. So well done.
Very good.
Give a round
Well
of
done.
applause.
I got half of it.
No, I think 3 out of 5 isn't bad at all. 3 out of 5 isn't bad at all. All right, so what we're going to do now, we might have to flip back and forward between some slides, but we're going to do a crowd guessing game. Marnie, I'm going to get you to hold my script if you
Oh,
can.
okay.
Here really,
I can
really
do
quickly.
that.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
And we've got a prize. We've got a prize.
want me to-
Eddie has been kind enough to bring us a signed. Do you want to hold that up? We've got a signed North Guernsey to win for someone lucky inside the crowd today. So a whole signed Guernsey. We need you guys to guess some real deep cuts here. Now, I think we can try and flip through these maybe on the slides and see if you guys know. And what I want you to do, if you guys know the players, if you think you know all 3, please don't yell them out. Just put your hand up if you know all 3 players, and Marnie's gonna come out, and if you can guess the 3 players, you win the prize, which is fantastic. Maybe take that down, Marnie, and you can give it out. While you're down there, I'll just have a look at the screen here as well. Do you want to flip through to the next slide? Okay, so this is, don't yell it out if you know. So this is player number 1. We'll go to the next slide now. Player number 2, don't yell it out. And player number 3, this is a tough one. All right, so maybe let's go back through them again. If you can cycle back and forward a little bit. 1, 2, 3. All right, so if you know all the players, put your hand up and let's pick someone. Let's pick someone sort of maybe, there's a gentleman at the bar with his hand up down there. I think we can go down there. Here's trouble.
He's bringing himself up to the front.
Oh, what a superstar.
Here we go.
I didn't even see.
Introduce your...
Introduce yourself, mate. Come on, let's start.
wait.
We didn't know we had North royalty in the house as well. Wow.
Introduce yourself, please.
Dean Vasic.
Also
Hashtag
known
Kangaroos
as...
podcast, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
that's right. Hashtag Kangaroos.
Give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Okay, first one.
Eric Wallace.
That is
he's good.
correct. That is Eric Wallace. Next one.
Jonathan Hay.
Correct.
Lance Piccioni.
Ding,
Oh,
ding,
he's
ding,
nailed
ding,
it.
ding, ding,
Wow.
ding, ding. Give a round of
Unbelievable.
applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought Piccioni would get people too. God.
I wouldn't have got any of them, so well done.
Would you know those? Come on, man. No, we got to ask you some questions, mate. What are you talking about? Out of the three, who was your favourite out of those players?
I
Who
didn't
played the
mind
most?
Lance Piccioni. Only played 1 year though.
Yeah,
Jonathan Hay went through a lot of
there was a lot going
personal
on.
issues.
Any Eric Wallace moments you remember?
I almost had him on a podcast.
Did you
about
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
but then he
wow.
ghosted me after a while. So.
Oh, Eddie Ford wouldn't do that. No.
Oh, he probably would.
Unreal. Well, you've won it, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dean. Round of applause, everyone.
Unbelievable. All right. Sorry, let us get our ducks in a row here and get through. Oh, it's your script?
Yeah, we've got script. Yep. Nice.
Fantastic.
Cool.
All right. All right, fantastic. So, season preview time. Now, we're all very, very excited for this season coming up. I've got to find the page here, Marnie. Where are we?
We're here, Joel.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, season coming up, massive season. Hopefully everybody's excited. We got our first taste yesterday. It's maybe slightly underwhelming, but hey, I reckon we're going to go over to Western Australia and absolutely smash them. We're going to do a bit of a season preview, and we want your interjection as well. Yell anything out you want. We're going to do some predictions where we're going to finish on the ladder and things like that. So we're going to go down the panel as well. Let's get everybody involved with this, but we're going to ask Eddie a couple of questions before we start. So what's the biggest change to the game plan this year from last year? What are we trying to implement this year that's probably the biggest difference?
Yeah, I think our defence probably. So last year we would, can kick winning scores. Sometimes, 80 points or 70, 90 points is the winning score, but in the flip side, we're sort of
Both sides of the ball.
conceding 110 or 100 points plus. So we've done a lot of work on, just a bit more defensive work. So, out of the our forward 50s. So
Yeah.
we're trying to trap them a bit more and force them down the line a bit more potentially, rather than them getting inside kicks and just cutting us apart through the middle. So
Yeah, for sure.
probably our defence side of things, because we've established that our offence is not too bad. Like we can, once the ball
We can
gets
win
in
the
there,
ball,
you've got good players in there who can kick goals and do mercurial things. So probably a bit more on our defence, I'd say, is probably been the biggest change so far.
And we've had 3 recruits come in, some very experienced players, Parker Darling and Daniel. We hear a lot about, they're really influencing the team, they've been great in the locker room, but what more specific things, because as fans, personally, we hear that stuff all the time and it's great, and I know they're going to contribute so much to the team, but what are some things they really do that helps everybody out? Like as an example, Jack Darling in that forward line, what's he going to actually offer down there that's going to make this forward line function better?
Yeah, so I think, Jack's probably there for a bit more, take the heat off sort of players like myself and Paul and Cam and Nick. So he might, take one of the better defenders potentially. He might not be kicking goals as often. Or
If we can get Larky open,
we
we'll
don't
be happy.
know. We'll see how he goes, but that's sort of what some of the coaches have established at the moment. Be a presence there. Bring the ball to ground. He's pretty strong, so...
Yeah, big boy too. Played great yesterday as well. I thought he was one of the better on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't get to see too much, but I believe you. Caleb and Luke as well, probably more on the leadership side of things.
Okay.
Jack's a bit more quieter, but those two. Luke was obviously a leadership group for a long time.
You could hear him barking
he
orders from the
captain
sideline.
Sydney? I forget if he captained or not.
He did, yep.
Yeah, you go captain Sydney, so he's obviously pretty good in that space, and Caleb's is sort of similar. So
For sure.
Those two are both bringing a lot of voice, energy, and trying to help the group get better.
And we've seen Caleb Daniel off the back line as well. The guy just doesn't miss a kick. Do you reckon that's going to help even defensively with the team, like, I guess, driving out of the back line, or more offensive, let's say, sorry. How can he really start that attack? Because he's taken the kick-outs as well, and I think the next step is like getting it past outside the 50, and when we transition, it looks really, really good. But do you reckon he'll be able to unlock that a lot more?
Yeah, he's got a great leg on him. Can kick both feet. Usually makes good decisions. I think the most important thing, like coming out of the back half, is just sort of not trying to do too much.
Yeah.
And I think, there's times and places when you can try to peel for a kick that's probably harder than most, but he's pinpoint. He'll hit most kicks, and we're glad to have him across.
Of course. And what role have they sort of touted up you to play this year? Because it looked like, from the intra club and other things we've seen, sort of more deeper forward. But is that true? What sort of role are they going to try and get you to do this year?
Sort of with the new blokes coming in, it sort of it's pushed me around a little bit, and sort of not in the squad at the moment. But we'll have to see how we go with that. But for me, it's more similar forward role, probably playing it a bit deeper, but also a bit higher. And then we'll look to explore the wing as well. But like I said earlier, like my versatility is one of my I play junior footy on the ball and half-back and whatnot. So if there's opportunities, somewhere else, then I'm happy to play them, because I can pretty much play every position on the ground bar the ruck.
Yeah.
So
better than Larky going in the ruck. I get pretty scared when he's in there. So if you want to chop out there, mate, that'd be fantastic.
Maybe, but we'll see how we go, mate. See how we go.
Let's get to some predictions. You don't have to say these, Eddie. I know you're a bit you've got to be impartial with. We're going to see how many wins do we all sort of predict. So we'll go down the line here, then we can go to some people in the crowd. You can just yell them out if you like. So Rashaan, do you want to start? What sort of win? How many wins are we getting this year, mate? Rough prediction.
Look, I'm feeling about sort of 7. I think definitely with a bit more. Look, North closer to a flag. We are always optimistic.
Of course.
But I do think that with a bit more momentum and a bit more continuity, especially with, like I've sort of previously said, with Clarko there now consistently, I think we can really sort of begin to drive forward and get some more on the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking pretty similar. I'd say 7, 8, 9, probably around there. Okay. That would at least push us up the ladder a little bit.
For sure.
It probably wouldn't sit you in the top 8 yet, which hopefully we do do that good, but you sort of need to get like 12, 13 wins nowadays to finish top 8. So obviously we're pretty bullish but optimistic. But
Why not?
I think a good climb, some teams have gone from bottom to top
Hawthorn,
very
yeah.
quickly, and hopefully we do the same. But I'd say around that mark was pretty good.
I'm sort of in a similar bracket, I guess. 6 to 8 is sort of what I'm rolling with. I think, some teams like Hawthorn can jump super, super quick, but I think there's always a process to do. And I think with the amount of work that Clarko's done, even just rebuilding the club a bit like off the field and structurally to set us up for longer term success, I think is really good. So I'm in the sort of 6 to 8 win mark. What do you reckon, Marnie?
We're not losing a game.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
She said the same thing.
Yeah, and she's dead set serious too, guys. We have conversations sometime. I'm like, come on, mate. And she stares at me and goes, we're going to win the flag. And I'm absolutely terrified. If we're going to lose one game, which clearly we won't, do you reckon we can? Or who are we going to lose to?
The Swans.
The Swans? Moose is not happy with that. Moose is not happy with that. All right. You going to lock that in? Send me a screenshot of your sports bet account, mate. I want to see that. 6 to 10. Anyone else want to throw out some amount of wins they think we're going to get? Yep. Minimum 8? Maximum 12. 8 to 12?
Don't put a roof on it.
Unbelievable. Yeah, okay. Has anyone else got any win predictions? Anyone want to stick their hand up and yell out?
Anyone else in Camp Flag Roos? Yeah? Oh, there's a few. There you go.
Yeah.
I was probably say about 8 with the best win against that yesterday.
How many points are we beating the Bombers by? 40. 40.
Oh, plus because of all the being close turnover.
Yeah. We've got Charlie Comben now. It's completely fine. All right. Ladder position. What position are we going to be on the ladder, Rashaan? Start with you.
I was probably going to say around about 13th, 14th, I think. A good solid
Out of the bottom
climb.
4?
I think so, yeah. I do think, especially with where, a couple other teams are at and sort of where they're aiming to be as well, I do think that 13th to 14th would be a pretty fair sort of finishing position with 7 wins. So, yeah.
Okay. Any insight onto that, Eddie? You don't have to give us a specific, but what do you reckon?
Yeah, probably pretty similar. I think 7, 8 wins gets you around that mark, and hopefully around there.
That's the goal.
Hopefully top 8 though. Be good.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be nice. I'm always the negative one, aren't I? I could see us winning 6 to 8 games, but potentially still being bottom 4. But I think the problem for me is who's going to drop. Well, Rashaan, who do you think could be below us? Do you think we're out of the bottom 4? Who's going to drop? Yeah.
I actually do think the Saints.
Okay.
And I think I don't think they've got enough in them to really drive themselves forward. West Coast a really hard one to judge. I don't know. I don't know where to put them. I don't think they're going to have as stellar of a season as many think they might. So I think they could be in the same situation as us, where they win, maybe 5, 6, 7 games and maybe still finish below us.
Yep.
But again, they will be around about where we are, whether it be just higher or just lower. I'm erring on the side of maybe just a little bit lower, but again, that's only time will tell on that one.
Yeah, okay. Marnie, who's going to drop below North Melbourne of the entire competition though, right?
The entire we're finishing first. There's no other option.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, yeah, I think we could potentially be the top of the bottom 4. I don't know who drops below us. I think we can. I think our list out of that whole region of the AFL is definitely the most talented. It just depends how quickly all that talent can actually click. So I really do believe. I know I'm the negative one and Marnie's the positive one, but you're rubbing off on me a little bit, Marnie, and I've got us, a little bit higher than I predicted us last year.
Great. Solid improvement.
Some players now. We'll start with you. Who's going to win our best and fairest?
Hugh Greenwood.
Aiden Core.
No, Harry Sheasel. I
Harry
think will win
Sheasel?
the best and fairest again.
Okay. Eddie Ford. Who thinks Eddie Ford's going to win the best and fairest? Yeah, there we go. That's locked. I feel like LDU's going back to back, to be honest. If you want a smoky from me, I think Colby could absolutely do it. I think that guy's a gun, and I can't believe he didn't even get mentioned in the Rising Star chat. Personally, better than Harley Reid in the first year, but hey, the AFL doesn't agree with that. But I think Colby, by the end of the season, is going to be talked about like we talk about Shees. I think he's an absolute gun. So I'll go LDU, but as a smoky, give me Colby. Besides yourself, mate, who's winning the BNF?
Yeah, the blokes you mentioned will be up there. Maybe show some love to the forwards again. Maybe go Nick Larkey.
Nick Lark, I love it. Jack Darling, maybe?
JD. Also, would probably see Caleb Daniel
Yeah, great shout.
if he can rack up a lot off the halfback and just create play, then
Yeah,
he's definitely
for
a
sure.
chance as well.
Absolutely, Rashaan.
I was actually going to go X. I
Jerry.
think, yeah, with ever since he put on the helmet, he's been different gravy. So, I mean, it'll be hard to tell him apart from Caleb Daniel, of course. I don't know. I think one has tattoos.
I couldn't tell the difference yesterday.
One's got tattoos, right?
I don't know. It's the same person to me.
Yeah, about the same height. Yeah, I don't know. But look, I think the season he had last year, very unlucky to not get All Australian. I really think Max
robbed.
Gawn got in off vibes. But I think if he replicates that and he rows his own contests, like he gets his own clearances, he's he's this whole midfield in one player. And I think if he gets the attention that, I think he rightly deserves in that regard, I don't see why he couldn't, be top 5, if not taking it out himself. Again, it might be a bit of a smoky, but I think he'll be up there.
He won my podcast award, the Sean Atlee Club Champ, as well, which is the biggest prize in football, to be honest.
And you weren't keen on him to start.
No, look, I was off, Sherry. I won't lie. I couldn't see it. I didn't know what we were doing. And then he stuck that helmet on and became the best ruckman, bar Goldie, ever. So,
exactly.
what an absolute superstar. One thing we'll slightly divert here really quickly. Eddie, who's the next player to get a helmet? If one other player needed to stick a helmet on, who's gonna rock it the best?
No, not me. I'm probably trying to avoid that. Or maybe someone who probably needs it, maybe like Jai or something.
I was going to say George.
He's had a few, George as well. Had a couple of knocks, so maybe.
Yeah. Don't want to break that jawline of his, Jesus.
Yeah, Jai Simpkin does mute a lot. Him and Ash
does.
Riddell, it's out of control. Jawlines that cut glass. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, leading goal kicker besides Nick Larkey. Okay, that'd be too easy. Who's gonna kick them? Paul Curtis. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. Oh, don't spoil my thing, mate. Come on, Rashaan.
I was going to go Bull. When he's
Ooh.
on, the King of Marvel is on.
Marvel.
Yes, he's had a lot of quiet stints, but I think when he really sort of works to get those contested possessions, really sort of crumb packs and do what he does best, I really think he's fantastic. So, look, I think obviously, Larky's going to always be up there, I think. But I do think, especially now with Jack Darling in the squad, I think once everyone sort of gets used to, having those two tools there, it's going to really free up some space, really free up Bull to be able to do his thing. And I think, we might see some more King of Marvel moments.
Unbelievable. All right, Eddie, besides yourself.
Yeah, besides myself and Nick, I like Bull as well.
Okay.
But I also have a little bit of smoky, Harry Sheasel.
Go for it. Yeah, okay.
Because he goes forward.
Yep. He was playing out of the goal square a bit.
Yeah, he'll
yesterday as
rotate
well.
forward, so he'll play it in the guts mostly, I'm pretty sure, but go forward. And even last year, he started to get going, kick a few goals, 2 or 3 games sometimes. So if he can, just pop a couple through, then you never know,
Big call.
if he plays every game, 20 goals times 2 or whatever, and throw a couple in there, more than 2, then you never know. But I would say Bull, but Smoky Harry.
Okay, fantastic. I like that. Get your sports bet accounts ready, guys. Marnie, what do you
Well,
reckon?
mine was Paul Curtis, but I'll also maybe just do something different. So I'll just say Jack Darling.
Jack Darling.
And I believe that too. I've convinced myself that's an absolute possibility. So then all of us can join Kane Corns running laps around the tan for every goal over 40 that he kicks.
That's right. Yeah. How many did you? One lap for every goal over 40.
So he said that Darling wouldn't kick more than 40. So for waiting for goal number 41, I'll meet Cornsy at the top of the tan.
Just saying, if Corns ran from South Australia to Victoria, I think a lap of the tan's pretty soft from him. I think every
He's
goal
not
over
just
10.
going to be doing one though, because Darling's going to kick 100 goals. So that's
true.
60 laps of the tan.
Is it fair to say that Jack Darling may be the new Hugh Greenwood?
Hey, there's no replacing Hugh Greenwood.
There's
It's
a lot
the
of dad
only badge
energy.
I have.
I mean,
It's the only badge I have on today.
Yeah, that is true. Aiden Core. Yeah,
I
do you
do
want to
love
rank?
Aiden Core.
Can you rank Aiden Core, Jack Darling, Hugh Greenwood?
No, well, Hugh Greenwood's one of my good friends.
That's true.
So that's
so you can
sort
put
of-
him one, but then rank the others.
Yeah, one, and then Aiden Core just because I've known him for longer. But me and Jack Darling have built up a very solid rapport since he's joined North Melbourne. So watch his space.
All right, and the biggest grudge match of the year. Yeah. A lot of Essendon chance.
Thursday night, North Ball.
That's right, massive Thursday night game.
yeah, well, for me, it's Port. I mean, on the topic
Why,
of
mate?
on the topic of Kane Corns, he won't be recovering well after without an ice bath. But partly that, but also I just find if you ever find the comments of a North closer to a flag post, we'll always talk about Port being established in 1997, as they were.
Yes.
But they're very easy to wind up, and we often get a lot of love, put it that way, from the Alberton faithful. I just don't like them.
That's all you need,
I
mate.
just don't.
And you don't have to justify it one
No,
bit.
Real.
I go to Crom and I'm like, you know what, you guys are right. And then I see Port and I'm just like, oh my
Gross.
God, please. Yeah, so, and also,
All right.
not at all Jason Horn-Francis. But
No,
anyway,
we
next
don't know who that
question.
is. Eddie, who do you want to beat the most? Which team do you want to beat the most?
I think we owe Collingwood one.
Oh, yeah, true. The big pies, yeah.
I think
Yes.
should have beat them last year. We know what happened there, but yeah, my family and I hate Collingwood as well. So
Fantastic.
hopefully Collingwood will get over them.
Yeah, who'd you grow up supporting? Didn't ask.
Saints fan actually. So
Saints?
There we go.
cheers, yeah, Saints fan.
Oh,
Yeah, no
watch
worries,
out.
mate.
Okay, North now though, obviously. Do you reckon we could beat Collingwood? Is that something that's gonna, before the game, we're like we own one here and it sort of revs you up a bit, or is it just stock standard?
Oh,
stuff?
maybe, yeah. I think every game you sort of go into the same. You want to win. Like we're here to win, here to play good footy. That day we just clicked for a long period of the game, and
That first half was Rolls Royce
Yeah, it
football.
was- it was pretty cool.
George Wardlaw, just unstoppable. It was
yeah,
unbelievable.
it was pretty good to be a part of, and the atmosphere as well in there was just it was awesome. So
Marnie, biggest grudge match?
Yeah, Essendon, I agree with the crowd on that one.
Okay.
I also hate them.
Hey, what are you going to do to them, Musa? You got any more moves for them, mate? Yeah, give them those ones again, mate.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it's always the Hawks for me. I just don't like them. And I don't even know where this stems from. I guess maybe growing up in Tassie, it was always Hawks North. There was the annual game I could go to at, what did it used to be called, Mum and Dad over there? York Park? Was that what it used to be called? It was, so if we could beat Hawthorn, and I'll never forget staring at the roof of a stadium for half a game when we played them last year, because I was genuinely like, we're going to absolutely smash them today. Well, we're both 0-6 or something like that, and 0-5 or whatever it was, and I was so ready for a massive win, and it hurt my feelings a lot. So if we can smash the Hawks this year, maybe you could lock that one in for us. That'd be fantastic. Anyone else besides any of those teams you want to beat the most? Who hates a different team?
I feel like Carlton hasn't got really a mention, surprisingly.
Yeah.
in this
Anyone want to stick
crowd.
their hand up and yell out a team
Anyone
name
want
they
a
wanna
big
beat?
win on Good Friday?
The Crows?
A Crom?
98, yeah, absolutely. Anyone else got any? Footscray. Round one, you reckon we're doing it?
I just want to beat every team and win every game.
Well, yeah, I know we think we're going to beat every game, Marnie, but we might lose a couple.
No.
I don't want to be the first to tell you that. All right, everyone, we're going to do some roaming Marnie, which was probably the best segment we've ever done. If anyone's got questions for Eddie Ford, please think of them now. And this is your chance to ask him anything, everything, unfiltered stuff. It's fine. It's a safe space. So get your questions ready for him. We do have a couple of questions to ask. Joel down the back, who Marnie's going to make her way down to see him.
His way.
Oh, sorry, Marnie. I
Off
apologise.
to a good start.
I swear, I'm sitting next to Eddie Ford. You know how nervous I am? This is out of control. We've got a lot of hot questions coming up here, guys. But think of some questions, because nothing is off the table right now. So when Marnie makes her way down there, we're going to get Joel to ask a question.
Hi, Joel.
Hey, Marnie, how you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Are you enjoying the show?
No, very good. Good hearing Eddie talk there. So.
If you want to stand up, Joel, as well, if that's okay. There we go. I can see your head now.
G'day, Joel.
All right, Joel, what question do you have for Eddie?
I was going to ask Eddie what he was talking to Cicely about when he was doing that lovely little count out for him.
Yeah, I had a little roll on Sis that day, so just to sort of stop his influence, but also do my part. Yeah, I just sort of got the better of him, I guess, in the first half. It wasn't too impactful on the game, and kept the goal on him, which was pretty good. And then just, told him how shit he was and counted out how many stats he had. I think he had 2 or 3 touches.
So if we're watching a game and you're just absolutely toweling someone up, we're gonna see a little bit of lip towards them, are we? You don't mind it, do you?
Oh, it's just competitive nature, I guess. Like, you're out there, you're sort of trying to get the edge. And
I love it, mate. You love it.
If you can get under the opponent's skin, and then happy to talk.
Yeah, fair enough. Has anyone else got any more questions?
Thanks, Joel.
they wanna
Give
ask?
Joel a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you, Joel.
Does anybody else back here have any questions? Any questions for Eddie? Or for Josh? Or for Admin 3? Question? Question? Introduce yourself to everyone first.
That was the most evil laugh I've ever heard in my life.
I'm getting nervous now.
We're infiltrators. We're from the True Bloods podcast.
No.
Sydney
Who
Swans
let them in?
supporter. We're it's Mads here. I just want to. Was Eddie there at the interchange infringement, Marnie?
Next question, thank you.
Yeah, come on, mate. Too soon. Let me grieve.
I
But
was actually. I was on the
were
bench
you
at the
there,
time.
Eddie?
Yeah, I was, mate. I was on the bench at the time, so
Oh, no.
I knew the game had run out. We run out of interchange, and I forgot who it
Yeah.
was. It might have been Liam Shields or
I think
something.
Yeah, it
Liam
was
Shields,
Liam
yeah.
Shields.
And Powell, whichever one of them was running on, everyone was saying, "No, mate, get back!" But he just was tunnel vision to get into the ball, like into the contest, and it was pretty heartbreaking. Yeah, it just happened to be that the ball was in their
So
pocket.
how unlucky.
Hey, go on.
The Gold Coast game before that, we had 111 interchange.
We had a 111.
Oh,
Jeez, you know your stats, don't you, Musa? Jeez, I've never met someone like you, mate. You're an absolute weapon.
I think the rule is as well. It's like a free kick and a 50.
Yeah.
Free kick and a 50, yeah. that's
Anywhere
right.
kind of else on the ground.
It was I know that very well. Now it was a hollow victory. I did cop it for celebrating a little bit. I probably shouldn't have.
You should
Buddy
have
was a
seen
bit of
Buddy.
fun.
Yeah, Buddy was
Yeah.
going off. Yeah.
He went ballistic actually.
That's what he would have done if he won a flag at the Swans or something.
Hey, very very good call. All right, we'll end it there. Take care.
Thanks, mate.
Round of applause for Mads from True Bloods.
Thank you. All right, anybody else? Have we got more
Hi.
questions? Oh, you've stitched him up.
I just wanted to introduce everyone to Nathan. It's his wonderful place, Mr. West. Just thank you again for having us here. Round of
Thank
applause
you,
for
Nathan.
Nathan, everybody. Does anybody else have any questions for Eddie or for Josh or for the admin three of North Closer to a Flag? Anybody?
Ask me about Toby Pink.
Yeah.
Anyone got a question?
Surely hashtag Kangaroos has got a question for us. You do it for a living, mate.
Let's go, Dean.
Now, Eddie, 2025 is a contract year for you. Do you feel any extra pressure going into the year that you're playing for your future, for future years, getting another contract? Does that play on your mind at all?
Sometimes, but I don't think, like, especially game day, you don't. It's not something you think about. So, answer the question, probably not. Nah, that's just not me. I'm not overthinking too many things. Game day, I go out there and try and do my best. Do myself and give myself the best chance to earn another contract. So, nah, not really. I wouldn't say I don't think about it too much.
Not that you have
Anybody
to-
else?
While Marnie's searching, not that you have to answer this at all, but I was shocked that you didn't get a bigger deal, mate. I think absolutely justified more years. So just want to put that opinion out there. We've got one more question up the front here.
Right, last question here for Eddie.
How ripped off in the grand final sprint?
Oh, the grand final sprint as well. Unbelievable.
Talk us through that, Eddie.
Potentially, yeah. So got the nod. Got,
Are you the fastest guy at the club? How did you get that nod over?
Oh, I'd be up there.
You'd be up there?
It might not show in game sometime, but be close to one of the fastest blokes. Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously 2 blokes cheated, and I finished third.
If you want to call them out, mate, feel free. You can air your grievances right now.
it's
It's a safe space.
I'll
Are
go,
you over it yet?
I'll go again this year. So
You're locked in again? Unless we're playing it. Mate.
Redemption Sprint 2025 grand final.
Can't be in the sprint if you're playing the game, Marnie, at the grand final.
That's
so
I forgot about that.
you were the
Never
positive
mind.
one as well.
I won't be
Come
doing
on.
it then.
Come on. All right, what we're going to do now, we're going to give away another prize. Marnie, could you hold that for
I
me,
sure
please? I'm
can.
going to hold these up. Actually, you know what, Rashaan? You can do this because he's your boy.
As a sponsor of the man himself,
Absolutely.
we have some signed boots from the one and only Toby Pink.
Now, this is going to be the best prize in football, guys.
I'm going to be very jealous, by the way, so just saying.
We need 2 volunteers, and we're going to put you up against Eddie. We need to guess some player numbers. Who thinks they know the player numbers really, really well? Absolutely straight up.
Okay.
And-
Someone up the back. Come
Yeah,
on.
give someone up the back.
Yeah.
right in
Joel's brother. Come on. Abby, get.
Yeah.
Give him a round of applause, everybody.
Come on up.
No, not too much.
Unbelievable. All right, we might get you to stand just up in the corner here with Marnie. And Eddie, maybe if
Where
you
are we
wanna...
standing? I forgot.
Oh, we could do it just here.
Here?
We can do it in front of us.
Introduce yourself for everyone watching.
Hello, I'm Levi.
This is Levi. Come on. Introduce yourself, everyone here.
Yeah, I'm Joel's brother, Rudy.
All right, so what we're going to do is you two against Eddie Ford. So what we might do, Bailey, with the camera, I might get you to just sit over here if possible. We just need Eddie to be able to see the screen. Guys, please don't look at the screen over there. That is cheating. You just looked at the screen, but that's fine. That's all right. But you're going to see the numbers anyway. Yeah, cover that up. Someone hold that there. Anyway, we're going to put the numbers up on the screen. I want the first to say the name. I want you to buzz in with your names, okay? Yep. We're going to judge who buzzes in first. Whoever gets the most right will win, okay? So, can we get the first one up on the screen?
Am I in this as well?
You're in this as well. So watch the screen down here.
Okay.
I've already seen it.
That's okay. You've seen the first one.
Brent Teakle.
No, it's not Bryn Teakle.
Jacob Constantine?
Correct. Jacob Constantine is number 41.
So what we'll do for the next one, we're going to put the number on the screen. Eddie, you say your name. Whoever says their name first can answer the question first. Yeah. Okay? Next slide. Levi, yes?
I don't know. Matt Whitlock.
You don't know Eddie?
No, I think it is.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's Matt, yeah.
It is Matt Whitlock, absolutely. Okay, fantastic. There he is, the big skinny stud. All right. Love you, Matt Whitlock, sorry. All right, next one up here, really, really quickly. Buzz in, guys.
Eddie.
Oh.
Is it Griffin Logue?
It is Griffin Logue. All right, and so we can split a tiebreaker here. We might get these guys to buzz in first, and we'll just see if you know them. Who's that?
Caleb Daniel.
That's an easy one. All right, next slide here.
Eddie. Am I allowed to answer it, or am I answering it?
We'll get these guys to
you guys go.
Finbar.
It is Finbar. All right.
I sit next to him every day, so...
Oh, true, yeah. I didn't even think about it as the next number there.
All right.
All right. I think we got one more here.
Taylor Goad?
I know this.
No, do you know? Oh, here we go. The pressure's on now. This is probably the toughest one.
I do know it. I can't.
Thank you to the audience member who revealed. Geordie Payne.
Okay, we got one more. We've got an Eddie. Let's see if you can get this one.
Yeah,
who's that?
Eddie. That's Toby.
Oh, it's easy, yeah. Everyone's favourite Toby Pink.
Toby
All right.
Pink, yeah.
You're the winner, mate. You get the Toby
Levi's
Pink
our
boots.
winner.
What a way to end.
Congratulations.
Here we go. Unbelievable stuff. Rashaan, hand in the boots. There we go. Now that is the biggest. What are you going to do with the boots, mate?
Hang them up in my room.
Hang them up in your room. How are you going to display those, hanging them up?
I don't know.
Figure it out along the way.
You'll figure it out.
Thank you both so
Right.
much
Thank
for
you very
joining
much,
us.
guys.
Give a round of applause.
Thank you.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
We don't have a number one because when Hugh retired, they also retired the Guernsey in his honour.
Well, I did notice that there's a list spot open, so I guess if Harry, you want a list spot, mate, you can still make it.
The number one.
Garth, could I ask you to take the sticker off the laptop now, please, so we know what's happening next? All right, we're almost about to finish up here. Look at me go with this. All right, so we've got another bit of footage to show here. We'll just go to the next slide, and we're just going to watch this video through because it's iconic North stuff.
What is it?
You'll see what it is, mate.
Could hear the collective groan of that one.
We've all seen it. Oh, this is so funny.
Iconic.
It's iconic. Now, what do you think about that sort of stuff, Eddie? So obviously we've taken... Rashaan's losing it, absolutely losing it. This is iconic North law at this point here. So we've obviously taken that chant. We've adapted it a little bit to be a little bit more aggressive. But what do you think when you see that sort of stuff?
Oh, I like it. I
love it?
reckon it's cool because I went to the soccer last night as well, and I watched the game, and the atmosphere in the soccer is just awesome. Like it's just a different sort of style of how footy fans and soccer fans go about it. But I reckon it's pretty cool when you hear that.
No, absolutely. Let's have a look at the slides if we've got the second one. But click it to. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, play it again.
This is iconic.
Okay, here I am in the middle of Times Square. I thought I'd just sing a song. Hearts to hearts and hands.
Moose, are you going to sing along, mate? Here we go. He loves it. This stuff has been circling recently. Is this video recent, Marnie? Do you know?
It's not a recent video.
No.
It just pops up every like 4 or 5 years.
I thought I'd seen it before.
And when it resurfaced last week, I can't tell you how many people sent it to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, where did you get that footage of me?
Yeah. Us North fans, we're all pretty unique. Raise your hand if you got this sent to you by your friends. Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, of course.
I think I got 5 people sending me this, and it's really, really letting me know that my entire personality is built around this football club, which I didn't really know.
Could be worse.
Yeah, I can go for North. I'll go for North. How can you tell?
This bloke's actually, his name's Greg Ryan. He is sort of like a historian at the club, kind of. Like he's a really good man. So polite. He knows all the boys.
Yeah.
Comes in when he can just to sort of talk about the history of the club a little bit and players as well. So absolute legend of a fella.
Yeah, no. I got some things sent to me when there was I don't know if they're here or not, but when the AFLW season was on after the grand finals, so the girls won the granny, and there was a guy over in China standing on the Great Wall of China holding up like a photo of Vicky Wall and trying to compare which is the greatest wall, and it wasn't the one in China, mate. I can absolutely guarantee you that. So we're sort of coming to the end here, guys. Thank you very much for coming out once again. It's been really, really good to be able to come back here for a second year in a row, everyone to buy tickets and come out and support the show. So give yourselves a massive round of applause because it means so much. We'll say thank you again to you, sir, for coming out here. Thank you for giving us your time and having a chat to us. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'm sure everyone really appreciates you coming out. So give Eddie a clap as well, guys. And of course, thank you, Marnie.
Thank you, Josh, for putting on this unbelievable afternoon for everyone here. It's been the perfect way to kickstart what's going to be the best season yet. So thank you, everyone, for joining, and thank you so much, Josh, for everything you do for the North Melbourne community and for today in particular.
Thank you very much.
Round of applause
Marnie.
for Josh, everybody.
Thank you very much. That's very nice. Thank you. And all the stuff you do at Closer to a Flag, mate, it's unrivaled. There's no Facebook page like it on the internet, mate. So thank you for all the spreading the joy among slightly darker times, and when we'll be there in the highs and the lows, and you've been leading everyone through the lows at the moment. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I can't take all the credit with Admin 1 and 2 as well. They've
Of
done
course.
some fantastic work. But again, thank you, Josh, for putting on such an amazing event, and people at Mr. West. And Eddie, thanks for coming on. Hopefully we can sing some more Plastic next year, which would be really good. And yeah, look, we're kind of like, well, it's been tough going for North Melbourne, but we may as well have some fun. We may as well be a little bit optimistic, because if you want pessimism, just turn on the TV or watch Footy Classified or something. Why would you want to do that? But, you know, like, yeah, really stay behind the club, and really, like, this is going to be a really exciting time, I hope. And, yeah, it's going to be even better when we've gone through this and it starts to get, you know, really, really good. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Another round of applause for you guys for showing
you for
up here
coming,
today
everybody.
as well. Thank you.
The last thank yous before we're going to end it up here is the gentleman on the camera here, Bailey, has
Not
volunteered
to
his
be
time.
mistaken with Bailey Fritsch.
No, he does look a lot like Bailey Fritsch, which is what we worked out before, but everyone give him a little clap. He deserves it. Thank you for filming. Yes, he's so shy and embarrassed. And Garth on the sound here. We've been through hell and back this morning, but I couldn't have done it without you,
well
mate.
done.
Genuinely.
Well done.
Genuinely. We've earned a good nap tonight or tomorrow, mate. I tell you what. Look, that's going to do us, guys. Eddie's going to be around. If you want a photo, shake hands, sign something, we're going to be hanging around as well. The bar's on. Grab more drinks, hang out, listen to some Eddie Ford music, and once again, I can't say thank you enough for everyone coming out today. So we're going to end it with the Eddie Ford song, which we'll kick off in the next.
Some plastic on as well.
Oh, plastic on. You can sing that. Do you want to hit us with a couple of? No, I didn't think so. All right, one more round of applause for all you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. And we'll see you in Bay 29 or at the games. Thank you very much. And let's kick off the Eddie Ford song one more time, I think. Grab some drinks, guys. Enjoy the day. Thank you so much.